everyone, and welcome to my series that is not about me. Hello everyone, and welcome to my Spotlight On series, where I shine my little spotlight on the stars of theatre and musicals and chat with them about their careers so far in this business we call show. If you haven't seen me before, then hi, my name is Emily. I am an actor singer based in the UK, and I spend my time either performing in shows or talking about them. If you love all things theatre and musicals as much as I do, then click subscribe and join my stagey little online family. Also, while you're there, click the thumbs up if you would like to see more videos like this one on my channel. If you are a real theatre fan, then comment down below with your favourite quote from a musical. So, welcome to my new series where I will be chatting to the stars and creators of Broadway and West End theatre, the award winners and the fan favourites. Today I will be chatting with West End's Heidi Hansen, aka Rebecca McKinnis. I think I have only just stopped crying from when I saw Rebecca perform So Big So Small in Dear Evan Hansen in London earlier this year. Honestly, that moment has stayed with me for so long. I think this is the only time that I have been ugly crying so hard in a theatre that I was still going when the lights came up and everyone else went home. Oh, I've just thought of another one. Blood Brothers. Okay, so maybe I do cry quite a bit when I go to the theatre, but believe me when I say that seeing Rebecca McKinnis singing, well, anything actually, but So Big So Small from Dear Evan Hansen, it's one of the most moving bits of theatre I have ever seen, and I hope if you didn't get the chance to see it before lockdown that you will one day get to see her perform that song. Okay, rambling over. Rebecca started out her career by graduating from Mount View with a BA Honours in Performance. Starting her acting life on a cruise ship, which I will let Rebecca tell you about herself, she then went on to play a number of smaller roles and cover roles such as Woman in Starting Here, Starting Now, Upstairs at the Gatehouse, swing cover Donna and Tanya in Mamma Mia, teacher and first cover Killer Queen in We Will Rock You, and Christina in Women on the Verge of a Nervous Breakdown. She also took on the roles of Tina Ruston in A Small Family Business at the National Theatre, understudy Jeannie in Fat Pig at the Trafalgar Studios, and Lucy Lockett in Beggar's Opera, to name but a few. Rebecca's breakout moment, in her own words, came when she was offered the role of Margaret New in Everybody's Talking About Jamie, finally landing a leading role in London's West End. Rebecca loved her time with the Jamie family, and she talks about this fondly in our chat. From there, she went on to star as Evan's mum, Heidi Hansen, in the original West End cast of Dear Evan Hansen, which is on pause due to lockdown, but we look forward to seeing it reopen in its home of the Noel Coward Theatre in London. Dear Evan Hansen did really well at the Olivier Awards this year, picking up the trophies for Best Actor in a Musical for Sam Tutti's incredible performance as Evan Hansen, and also Best Musical. Right, we are now up to date, and as usual I have given you just a small snippet of Rebecca's career so far, but yes, we are finally here at the part of the video you came to watch. Here is what happened when I caught up with Rebecca McKinnis. You've had a very successful career, but I want to know, at what point did you realise, oh okay, I've legitimately made this my career now?
I would say from the beginning, I think as soon as you start making money, as soon as you start making money from what you're doing, from performing, that's your career set. And I've been very, very fortunate. Please, I understand, I know I have been, to have kind of make most of my money throughout my however long it was since I left drama school, out of performing. So kind of since the beginning. And then since the beginning, I would say, since my first job. Well, I spent all that money obviously on whatever, but yeah, since my first job, I would say it was a career, because if you're making money, then it's your career. So yeah, I would say right from the get-go, when I started working, and I was like, this is how I want to make my money actually. So let's not let this stop.
So when did your love of performing begin?
Well, I was quite a late bloomer really. I'd always liked singing. I was always like just singing around the house, whatever, so I'd always done that, but it wasn't until I was about 14, no, maybe a bit younger than that, maybe like 12. I started doing amateur dramatics, and then just carried that on, and then it wasn't until I was about 17 that I was like, actually, I think I'd quite like to actually do this as a job. And that's when I decided that I wanted to go to drama school. So it wasn't like I wasn't a child star at like, you know, 3 years old or whatever. It was quite I did want to be a biochemist at one point, but that went out the window. Yeah, that went out the window. Too much work.
So what was your first professional acting role, and how did that experience go?
This is a funny one, because I when I left college, the big show that was out at the time was Our House, and about 4 people from my year got it. And I remember being so jealous. Oh, I wish I could do that. You know, they went straight into the West End. But my first acting job, or acting, singing, dancing job, was actually on a cruise ship. And what we did was we did like 7 different shows. We did musicals. We did Half a Sixpence, Grease. So we did like, they were all in rep on the ship. And it was a 9-month contract. And it was the best time of my life, and it was the worst time of my life. It was great to do all the shows and everything, and actually we had passenger status, so we could do whatever we wanted. We ended up doing like 3 shows a week. We do what we wanted, but I met the best bunch of people doing that, and like I don't regret it, because it was a world cruise, so I got to see the world. I got all that out of the way. I made some good money. I spent it all on the ship, but I made some good friends, and I got some good experience of like, it was a proper theatre on the ship and stuff. So it was a good first job. But then my first like proper job on dry land was Taboo, the Boy George musical. That was when I came back from the ship. I got that, and then after that I was like, I never want to leave England and like the West End and touring stuff. So yeah,
amazing.
So great.
You have done some really great roles you've been in. Everybody's talking about Jamie, We Will Rock You, tons and tons of things. What has been your favorite role or experience so far?
Well, the thing is, so far it's a tie, because I spent a lot of my my working career as an understudy, which I loved. But when it came to getting the part in Jamie, that was my first real big lead in the West End, and what a part as well. I mean, it's just an incredible role in an incredible show. I couldn't believe my luck. So when that happened to me, when they gave me that job, I was just like, life made. And then after that, Heidi comes along. This other amazing role that I'd like gone, I'd love to do that. That came along, and the experience in that show and like being an original cast was just mind-blowing. So those two on a par, like they have to be like my best experiences, and they are my latest too. But I think that's great that, you know, I saved the best till like the end of my career. It's not the end of my career, but like it's on pause for now. But you know, until I got a bit more experience, it was really, really like fulfilling.
What was the audition process like for both of those? Were they similar or different?
Not really. Do you know, I think I would say I might have had more auditions for Jamie as an understudy, because I went in as the understudy. Than I did for Dear Evan Hansen. I didn't have to, like you would think. I think a lot of people did have a lot of auditions for Dear Evan Hansen, but I came in a little bit later into the process. So I think it was like maybe 4 or 5, and maybe a few more for Jamie. I mean, it's nerve-wracking. It's nerve-wracking, very nerve-wracking, especially the finals, when you get to meet the big people. You know, the people come in from America for Dear Evan Hansen, like Dan Gillespie Sells, Jonathan Butterall, all the amazing like creatives of Anika Burns, of Jamie. When you're in a room with those people, you just have to kind of go, okay, I need to like just keep my cool here, and just like, and I just put on a kind of brave front that isn't really brave. I'm dying inside, but I'm like, yeah, I got this. How you doing? Yeah. But the audition process is for both shows again was a really, really enjoyable one. I really was enjoying the material, so I could go in there and really like enjoy when I was singing. And one thing I will say for Jamie was that I found the song "He's My Boy" really, really hard when I first started singing it. And I actually like got invited round to Dan Gillespie Sells' house a couple of times to like go over it. I was just like, okay, no, I've got this, it's cool. And I still couldn't sing it that well, to be honest, but they kind of saw that I would, you know, like it would like sink in when like you got on the stage and with a mic and everything. So yeah, it was pretty cool. Both experiences were pretty cool. And nerve-wracking.
Yeah, I briefly mentioned right at the start that I saw you in Dear Evan Hansen, and So Big So Small is just, it's your song, it's just unbelievable. What is your favorite thing about playing Heidi?
You know, a lot of the best thing about playing Heidi is that I get to get that emotion out every night. It's almost like therapy, you know, like if my life's not perfect, you know, and to be able to kind of like channel that emotion that you've got going on in your life and to get it out that way is really therapeutic. It really and it helps with the emotion of the song as well, like, you know. And also just like playing with Sam is just so great. He's just he's such a dude. He's such a dude. And the one thing about Heidi is that she is quite separate from the rest of the company, apart from Sam. So that is one thing that I kind of sometimes go, oh, I'm missing out. But yeah, just to be able to kind of like let that emotion, and also Good For You. That's when the strutting Good For You. I'm like, I'm a pop star, living my dream. I'll shut my mouth. Yeah, no, it's just it's a wicked part. It's just a wicked part that like I'm so thankful that I got to do.
Do you know if you're going back into the role when theatres open, or is this just unknown because we don't know what's going to happen?
Everything's up in the air at the moment. Like Corona has just like ruined everything. So we don't know much. We intend to go back. The show will, I think I can safely say the show will be back. Hopefully I'll be back with the show. Fingers crossed. And we just don't know when that will be, you know. We just have to wait until, you know, things are calmer and social distancing is not so much of a thing. But hopefully we're all hoping to get back out there and just continue where we left off. We're raring to go.
We're obviously quite the dream team because you did pretty well at the Olivier Awards.
Yeah.
How did it feel to have won Best New Musical?
Oh, it was so nice. The only sad thing about it is that we couldn't go and celebrate. We weren't together. We were together on our WhatsApp group. But just to have been there at a ceremony would have been so cool. And like Sam winning his award and everything. Yeah, it was great. I mean, I didn't know what was going to happen. You know, there was a lot of, you know, and Juliet, and there was good musicals in the category. I'm just really pleased for like the whole company and just like everybody who worked really, really hard in the show. So yeah, it was pretty cool.
Do you wish that you could have all been there to collect it, because it's
so
well deserved?
I know. We'll have a big old shindig when we get together, I'm sure.
Yeah, make up for it.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Yeah.
So one thing that really strikes me when I watch people on stage is that the responsibility of being in the West End, the ticket prices are high, you fought tooth and nail to get the part. How are the nerves when it actually comes to just doing the job? How do you feel with nerves?
I think the thing is, I do suffer from nerves, and especially if there's someone important in, or you know, like I think we had on our dress rehearsal, the one before our dress rehearsal, Cameron just casually popped in to watch.
Wow, yeah.
Now I always say to everyone, don't tell me before the show if anyone's in, because if I know that there's someone in, I'll be a bit nervous.
Yeah.
However, by the time it gets to opening night or first preview, you've rehearsed the show so much that it's pretty much in your brain, and it would take quite a lot for things to go really, really wrong. Obviously you can have a good show and a bad show, good performance, bad performance. But I think that's the key about nerves, is like just being prepared, and with 6 weeks rehearsal, it would have been, you know, had we not had 6 weeks rehearsal, what by the time we opened I might have been really nervous. But yeah, it's just you do get nervous, but you have to kind of just go, okay, and then just your lines just come out and you do what you do.
You have acted in all of the genres, so film, television, plays, musicals. Do you have a favorite?
I haven't really done much television. I will say that. And I really want to, so that's like something that I want to like look to like pursuing, maybe after Dear Evan Hansen. I love doing a play. I love the different ones for different reasons. I love doing a play because I didn't have to think about my voice every night.
Yeah.
So I wasn't like all day like checking that my voice is there. That was really cool, to give my voice a rest and just to like turn up and do your thing and then go home and not have to steam and everything.
Yeah.
I loved, I mean, I only did Beauty and the Beast. Like the filming was amazing because you get treated really well, and you get paid really well, and there's food there all the time. I was a bit like, yeah, I could definitely do this for like all the time. I definitely do this all the time. So if there's any like film producers out there, yeah, I'll do it. But my love is singing. So I do feel very comfortable in a musical, you know, in a musical production. Again, you do have to think about your voice all the time, but I just love singing. I just love emoting through song, basically.
Do you have a dream role?
Well, it still kind of is. Mrs. Johnson, I've always wanted to play another mum. Mrs. Johnson, and like it's I grew up with Blood Brothers. But my new one is, I don't know the name of the character, but my new one that I'm going about is Jagged Little Pill, the mum in that, because I'm such an Alanis Morissette fan. I can't speak. Alanis Morissette fan. I have been like since I was 17 years old, 16, 17. And just to be able to sing that music, and I believe it's an amazing story and an amazing book. I got my sight set on that one. Hopefully it'll come over here. Fingers crossed it comes over here. So even if I don't get to do it, I'd like to see it. So
yeah, same. I think like there's a whole generation of us Alanis Morissette fans.
Yeah,
like come on.
Yeah, who doesn't? That's the thing. I think it's going to do so well because like all my generation love Alanis Morissette, grew up in it, but even still now, like people like just love her music, and she tells stories in her music. I can't wait to see it all be in it.
Do you have any advice for people starting out in their career, and not necessarily just new graduates, but like maybe older people who are starting out and not fresh out of college, just like a general how to
I got asked this earlier today actually. I do have some advice, is just don't expect anything, because the thing about this industry, this business, is that it can go really bad for a while. You can not work for a while. You can do really well and then suddenly everything goes, or you can hear nothing for ages and then you get a phone call that turns your life around. It's just, don't expect anything. Do the work, and go to the auditions, do the work. Kind of like don't panic. Don't panic is the advice. Don't panic. Just keep plowing on, keep doing the work, keep working, and you know, just things can turn around like that. So even if you're in a low point, thinking, oh, I'll never work again, something can come up just like that and change everything, which is what I love about this business. There's always hope. Yeah.
Yes, there is. Speaking of hope, obviously we are all hoping that our theatres are going to open at some point soon. Do you have a message to theatre fans or colleagues just while we're not able to perform? Anything you'd like to just say to everybody?
Just don't forget us. I know no one will. I know everyone wants it back. And do you know what's been amazing is just seeing all the initiative that people have been taking during this time. You know, I did a Zoom play, which, you know, who would have done that before Corona?
Yeah.
You know, all these people that are putting shows on socially distanced is amazing. But just like when we do go back, please be there to support us, because it's going to be a tough old climb back up from this. And although it's going to be an amazing day when we all go back on that stage.
A lot of tears, I expect.
A lot of tears, a lot of smiles, and some theatre bar somewhere is going to be absolutely rammed after the show.
Oh, amazing. Thank you so much for talking to me.
No worries.
It's an absolute pleasure to speak to you.
It's a pleasure to speak to you. As I say, I don't get to speak to many people in lockdown, so it's lovely.
I really hope that you enjoyed me shining my spotlight on Rebecca today. If you did, then please give this video a thumbs up. And if you would like to see more videos like this one on my channel, click the subscribe button, because I have so many more ready and waiting to go. More incredible stars of the stage, award winners, directors and writers. You will not want to miss it. Take care, everyone. Bye. Hi, thank you so much for getting to this part of the video. I really appreciate you taking the time out of your day to watch. I'd love it if you could click subscribe so we can stay in touch, and a little like would be nice as well. So why don't you leave a comment, just say hi, or let me know any songs you like or anything you'd like to see me cover on this channel, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!